And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. We're going to be treated to a gorgeous day for baseball on the show. It's the Houston Astros going up against the Chicago White Sox.
And now, please welcome.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this.
Chicago White Sox.
Just a little bit away from first pitch. On the hill for the White Sox, Martin Perez.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
Jose Altuve leading things off and takes the strike.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
And there's a foul ball. Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to the heater. And next to hit for Houston, Isaac Paredes. And that's in the dirt. Swing and a foul out of play. That to right. Tachman hauls it in, 2 away. Now we check out the Astros lineup. They're dealing with a sinker specialist on the mound, which can be a big-time challenge when he's right and working mostly from the knees down.
Well, I think the approach you take is really try to lay off of those pitches down in the zone until he gets some called strikes and then forces you to go after that pitch. Until then, make him elevated, because guys that throw those sinkers, those 2-seamers, really hard for them to be effective up in the zone. Those are pitches you can hammer, and when you get a cookie, you don't want to miss it.
2 outs, base is empty. Next offering is fouled back. That misses. Now 1-2.
Let's go, Perez. You can do it, Perez.
That one ripped. And one hops off the wall. Should be extra bases. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Now it's going to be Christian Walker. Right through there for a strike.
Well, you always want to come out in the first inning, try to put something up on the board. It's a big 2-out double right there. See if the cleanup man can drive him in and put a tally up there on the board.
Come on, Perez.
Hard hit, right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. So the Astros lead 1. Now it's the White Sox turn. It's a scoreless ball game. You're dialed into the show. And we're back on the hill here today. Framber Valdez. Chris, how about a scouting report?
He really relies on working down in the zone with that heavy sinker he's got. You know, it's not as popular to throw that pitch today as it used to be, because, you know, guys are looking to hit balls down in the zone, get them up in the air. It's very important for him when facing same side hitters to be able to get it in, especially early in the count, and to opposite guys be able to throw it at that front hip and run it over the inside corner.
Mike Tauchman leading things off and takes a strike. Valdez, multi-time All-Star. He features a sinker, a curve, a changeup, a slider, and he works in a four-seamer. This one lifted in the air, left field. Puts it away for the out. Time to check out the lineup for the White Sox. And the challenge for this lineup today, Singy, finding a way to have success against the sinker ball.
Yeah, it's a tough pitch to hit, Boog, and even harder to elevate. Got to set your sights a little bit higher when you're at the dish. They're struggling with it. I'd expect them to make some type of adjustment. It won't take long to see how well that sinker is working today.
Luis Robert Jr. in the box here. Lets that one go for a ball. That one missed.
2-0.
That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
One down, base is empty. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming.
Pitcher having a pretty tough time getting that swing and miss. Third foul ball in a row.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. One out, base is empty. Hammered, base hit.
Batting third.
One gone, runner at first. At the plate, Andrew Benintendi. Step off, throw to first. Robert dives back in. Benintendi, the former first-round pick, Golden Spikes Award winner. Double play ball to second, flips it, one at second, and that's two. End of one, and we're still scoreless. Back here on the south side, top of the second, and stepping in for the Astros, Yainer Diaz. Perez back to work. In there at the knees, that's strike one.
Well, the key to his success is getting ahead early in the count. He cannot afford to go deep in the counts. Doesn't have a ton of swing and miss stuff, so he's going to have to work efficiently.
James Kingsley, our plate umpire, consistent and maybe a little generous on the edges.
Yeah, Boog, he'll give a little bit on the edges, like you said, but from what I've seen, he usually does that when a pitcher is just commanding those parts of the strike zone, and essentially they've earned it. The umpire rolls with them. 0-2 pitch that far out of the zone gives the hitter a little confidence that maybe he can climb back into this at bat.
On the outside corner, got him looking.
Well, I'm not really sure why he let that one go by. I mean, out of the hand, it had a lot of the strike zone. Sure, it had some good arm side run at the end to move to the outside part of the plate, but with two strikes, you got to be ready to swing it there, and you can't leave it in the umpire's hands.
And a foul ball. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it. No score here in the second. Just misses the mark outside the zone.
Really good take, especially with two strikes.
The 1-2. And that skips in the dirt.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Good late cut for the strikeout there. That thing really got in on him, and You know, the cutter isn't really a huge swing and miss pitch most of the time because it's not really meant to move a whole lot. You're just trying to miss the big part.
Whips it across, and the Astros put down in order. So they make short work of them there. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. No score. Bottom of the inning. Here's the cleanup hitter for the Sox, Andrew Vaughn. The number 3 overall pick out of Cal for the White Sox in 2019. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike. Come on, Sox.
And another ball.
2 balls, no strike.
Ground ball right side. He'll do it himself. Leadoff man retired here in the second.
Third baseman, Josh Rojas.
Here's Josh Rojas. And when you talk about elite defensive third baseman, this guy is at the top of the list. That's through there for a strike.
Stud. When you look at players like this, you play that hot corner. Got to be pretty courageous over there with the way balls come off the bat. That's the kind of guy that every year you expect him to be in the All-Star game and have a Gold Glove, if not a Platinum Glove.
That one's upstairs, ball 1. So what are the skills you look for that make a really good defensive third baseman that elite?
Well, Boog, one of the things I think about immediately are just the feet. Does he have good feet? Is he able to quickly react? And when you have good feet, you've got soft hands. And soft hand defenders are able to make tough plays look easy.
And here is Sosa to the plate. That one's in there. Strike 1.
0-1.
And there's a ball. In the air, center field. Myers settles under this one. Makes the catch, inning over. We'll move to the third with no score. Here on the south side, here's Mauricio Dubon.
Mauricio Dubon.
Dubon, a former Gold Glove winner, in the 8th spot in today's lineup. And he's usually in center, but today starting in right. Gets the outside corner with that one.
Well, less responsibility for him today, making the move from being the captain of the outfield to moving to right field. So he can let his center fielder take those balls in the gap and kind of like a little day off.
Foul ball, it stays 0-2. Here comes a pitch. That one not close. And that is ball 1. Rips that one center field. Robert makes the grab. 1 down.
Batting ninth, center fielder Jake Myers.
So up next, Jake Myers. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. First pitch doesn't find the zone. And you played behind guys, and they loved having your speed out there defensively. One of the things that we talk about is how much pitchers enjoy having those elite defenders behind them. Top of the third, no score. Next pitch is downstairs.
Boog, and the one thing about that is speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting-wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the thing that you can do consistently every single game is play great defense if you're talented in that way, and this is what this guy does.
That's a walk. Went with another changeup and missed the spot.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
Jose Altuve up to hit here. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. Runner on the move. Laced down the line, and now maybe extra bases. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score easily.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. He really shot that one down the right field line and somehow found a way to keep it from slicing foul. One thing that was great about the approach, his head was down all the way through the pitch, and that's how you do it.
One out, runner at second. And now, Isaac Paredes. That one ripped left field. And it is gone. That one felt good. And they tack on to their lead. It's 3-0. One pitch, one swing, one home run.
Yeah, you could say that's efficiency right there. Didn't need much time in the box to make an impact. Well, he went up there 0-0 looking to do damage. I think he had his sights set on that pitch. He went and got it and circled the bases.
One out, base is empty. Here's Yordan Alvarez. And first offering is fouled off. Still only one out here in the inning. Next pitch misses inside. And now it's even 1-1. The 1-1 is fouled off. On the ground, right side, and it goes just foul. That one is absolutely belted onto the track, and he makes the catch.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it, but in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
And a foul ball. Two down, nobody on. That one misses, and 1-1. The 1-1 is fouled off. Two gone, base is empty, but 3 runs across. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Outside low, 2-2. Just missed. Yainer Diaz waiting to hit for Houston. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Fights it off. He'll see another. Good battle here. About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Gets a piece and stays alive.
5 foul balls in this at-bat so far, and these two are going head-to-head. You can see the crowd. They're starting to get into it a little bit more.
And he got him. Strike 3, and that'll retire the side. 2-run shot for the Astros this inning. It's now 3-0. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark as we go to the last of the third. So now it's the White Sox DH, Miguel Vargas. A swing and a miss, and that's strike one.
0-1. Ball, that's outside.
The next pitch misses. 2-1. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. And the leadoff man aboard.
Batting eighth, the shortstop.
Now it's the shortstop, Brooks Baldwin.
Leadoff man on. It's time to play a little small ball. Get some base runners. Try to dig yourself out of the hole.
Let's go now. Base hit here. Come on, White Sox.
In the air, right field, Dubon on the move. And there's one away.
Batting ninth, catcher Corey Lee.
Here's Corey Lee. And ball one.
Counts 1-0.
Inside. Now 2-0.
Last two pitches have been down in the zone. Pitcher clearly trying to get that ground ball double play. But in this count, he's going to have to give in, elevate his pitches, and get back into this at bat.
And that's off the inside edge. And it's 3-0.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
And ball four, two aboard.
4 pitches. That's an easy walk, man. He could have walked me right there, Boog. The last one wasn't even close.
So the batting order turns over. Here's Mike Tauchman. Flying to left his first time.
Base hit now. Ball one.
In the dirt. Vargas, the lead runner at second. Lee over at first with one away. Strike one.
You know, that's a swing you'll see a lot against a good sinker. Just right over the top. Tough to barrel that up.
The next offering misses. Now 2 balls and a strike.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Vargas around third. He'll score, and it's an RBI single. It's 3-1.
We don't see this a whole lot anymore where hitters with 2 strikes are willing to shorten up, tighten up, and try to hit the ball back up the middle other way. He was trying to hit that hole, I believe. Very good at bat with 2 strikes.
And now it's Luis Robert. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Down and away for ball one.
This hitter loves attacking the first pitch, so not giving him something to hit is a good move.
Lefty out of the stretch. Runners at first and third.
Knowing that the pitcher wants a ground ball double play opportunity here, you've got to lay off pitches down in the zone. Right there, swinging at that pitch, that's a no-no.
Tap foul at the plate. Runners at the corners, 1 away here in the last half of the third. That's off the mark. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Fly ball down the line, and that will drop foul. On the ground, 2 ball. The flip, there's one to first, not in time. Great effort there.
I promise you, there are guys that get a little bit faster when they can smell an RBI. That was a possible inning-ending double play. Great hustle, and he gets rewarded with the RBI because of it.
Andrew Benintendi steps up. He's 0 for 1. That one fouled off. The 0-1. Robert on the go. Pitch outside. Throw to second. Ow! And that'll end the inning.
Well, trying to get into scoring position, but a great catch and throw to end the inning. That's the way to pick up the pitcher.
Start of the 4th. At the plate is the Astros catcher, Yainer Diaz. Ball 1 low.
Well, these Astros showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. It's not just the 3 runs they've already scored. On top of that, they forced this starter to throw more pitches than he wanted to at this point of the game.
Next offering is in for a strike.
And that pitch count is impactful because if they can keep making him work hard out there, it may force the bullpen to get involved a little sooner rather than later.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound.
You usually are going to see that inside fastball a little longer coming in from the opposite side, but that pitch really got in on him right there. I mean, that's a well-thrown pitch. Tough to do anything with that in terms of getting the hands through and the sweet spot of the bat to the baseball.
Jeremy Pena getting ready to hit. And that's in for a strike.
0-1's the count.
One down, base is empty. And that is downstairs. And the count even 1-1. Now a check swing at the 1-1. Look down to first, and yes, he did. That's a swing, according to Gary Simmons. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Now batting, left fielder, Chaz McCormick.
So next up for Houston, Chaz McCormick. Grounded out his first time up. Not close with that one. Ball 1.
This is a great dynamic right here. Speedy runner at first, thinking about taking second. Catcher with the pop time that leaves Jaws on the floor. This might get interesting, Boog.
Step off throw to first.
he's in there.
And he's back in easily. Man at first, one away. Runner on the go. Ball outside. Throw. Save. That was close, but StatCast shows us why he so often seems to be on the safe side of these steal attempts, Chris.
Yeah, you see that plus speed, and he needed every last bit of it to swipe that bag. Such a threat on the bases.
Up the middle. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Into third now. So runners at the corners and 1 out.
Well, that grounder up the middle made it a little more challenging than a routine ball right at him, but it's definitely a play you expect to make as a middle infielder, and I'm sure he wants that one back, but for now, he's just got to get ready for the next one and make a play.
Mauricio Dubon up next for the Astros.
Ball 1.
Squirts away a little bit. Nothing happening on the bases, though. First and third, 1 down. Dubon started after it, tried to hold up. Now a look to first, and he went around. That's ruled a swing. Here's a 1-1. To the right side. Slides, but it gets by him. In to score is the runner from third. It's an RBI single, and they take a 2-run lead.
puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Even though he was really late on it, he clearly barreled the ball because that one was ripped down the line. He had to be really short with that swing, not get beat by that pitch.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Martin Perez done for the day, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for
New
the
pitcher
White
on
Sox.
now, Jared Schuster.
Number
So at this
51.
point of the ball game, we're talking about middle innings, and you need a little length out of this arm coming out of the bullpen. We'll see just how many outs he's able to give his skipper.
Now here is Jake Myers. First pitch misses.
Counts 1-0.
Traffic on the bases with one already in. Top half of inning number 4. Runner takes off. Out to short. Baldwin whips it to first. And that's an out. Here's the former MVP, Jose Altuve.
RBI knock for him last time. Now a chance to drive in another run.
Yeah, that's fouled off. Towards first. Fair ball. Headed for the plate. He'll score easily. And it's an RBI single, and they lead by 4.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
So digging in, Isaac Paredes. He's already homered here in this one. Inside, just missed. Two outs.
Oh, that's just out.
That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. And it's fouled away. And that's down and away.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
Yordan Alvarez up next for the Astros. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. In time to Vaughn. And that'll do it. So they get 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and a runner left. To the bottom of inning number 4 now. It's the Astros 6 and the White Sox 2. Back at right field. Benintendi up here.
Left fielder, Andrew Benintendi.
First offering misses badly for ball 1. Right through there for a strike.
1-1.
Just missed.
You know, these White Sox doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of them. They're doing a good job of working the pitch count, and they've been able to push a couple of runs across to score as well.
Swing and a miss. Nice changeup.
Still relatively early, but with the pair of runs already on the board, the ripple effect of that high pitch count might set them up to do more damage later in this game.
And a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Now batting, first baseman,
Andrew Vaughn now. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. Swing and a ground ball base hit right field. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Now batting.
And next to hit for the Sox, Josh Rojas. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. That's off the inside corner. Ball 1.
We need a base hit here.
Next offering is fouled back. First and second, no outs. We're here in the bottom of the fourth.
2 strikes to a guy who's already 0 for 1 with the punch out, the only guy in the lineup with that strikeout, but you can't get too relaxed. You still got to make good pitches to get him out.
Goes down looking for the strikeout. That was pretty nasty. 2 on with 1 out. Lenny Sosa now at the plate. He's 0 for 1.
Lenny Sosa.
And that's in for a strike. 0-1.
Here's an opportunity. If you're going to get back in this game, you have to take advantage of this situation. This feels like their chance.
Hard hit left side. Tags the runner for 1. What a double play that was. Inning over. The White Sox leave 1. They still trail it here. It's 6-2. All set for the start of the inning. Now it's the DH, Yordan Alvarez. Schuster back to work. And first offering is fouled off.
Well, these Astros really impressing me with the quality of their at-bats in this one. It's been fun getting a chance to see them go to work. It looked to me like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in, so I'd say mission accomplished.
Swing and a miss, and he got him to chase.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Caught him looking for the K. And now it's Christian Walker. 0 for 2 in this one. Ball 1, no strikes. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're at the top of the 5th. So 2 balls and no strikes. And another ball. Pop foul out of play off to the right. The 3-1. And that one is inside, and it's ball 4.
Well, that's a really good take right there, and that's just mentally prepared, knowing that if it's not on a tee, you're going to take that pitch because you still have 1 more strike to work with. Not easy to lay off, but he did an excellent job in that plate appearance.
Diaz now in the box, comes up empty with a swing there.
Yep, that ball went out.
In the air, left field, down the line. And that's a foul ball. Next offering upstairs. On the ground, a second, might be two. Steps on the bag for one. High throw to first, and he can't reach it. But safe at first, it's a fielder's choice.
Well, they had the chance at turning two right there, but I don't think he got a good grip on the balls. He tried to transfer from glove to throwing hand. They say you can't assume a double play. I beg to differ at the big league level, but it's going to be ruled as a fielder's choice.
Next to hit, Jeremy Pena. And first offering is fouled off.
All right, Sox, let's go.
Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. And that is that. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and one left. Last half of the fifth coming up. It's the Astros 6 and the White Sox 2. Back here on the south side, John Sciambi with my buddy Chris Singleton. It's set to get us started. Bottom five, Miguel Vargas.
Go White Sox. All right, White Sox.
And that
Nope, that's the ball.
misses. 1-0.
You know, these White Sox doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. The numbers tell us they're averaging more than a hit every inning, and they've only struck out twice, so they keep finding ways to put their bat on the ball.
The 1-1 is fouled off. 1-2 here. That's down and in. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. That one off the mark, and that's ball 3. That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
Now batting, the shortstop.
So a man at first. Here's the shortstop at the plate. Brooks Baldwin, a switch hitter batting right. And that drops in for a strike.
If he doesn't get a knock right here, that pitch he just took is going to eat at him for a while. You might not see another pitch like that from a top-level guy like this.
And that is out of play. Nobody out, runner at first. Hit on the ground, might be 2. Pena second for 1. How about that double play? Two outs, base is empty. And up next for Chicago, Corey Lee. A walk and a run scored his first time.
Oh, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or two is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
2 down, nobody on. And that one missing low. Pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-1. Right through there for a strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That K is his 3rd of the game. And we're back. Top 6. Here's the left fielder, Chas McCormick. He's one of those Dave McCarty, Mark Carrion, Ricky Henderson types. Throw left, bat right.
You make a note of those guys because it's just different. It's like, man, you're left-handed, but you hit right-handed.
Swings and blasts one deep to left center. That ball's carrying. That's not coming back. And they add to the lead. It's 7-2.
They put a good swing on it, but the box score might want to credit the win for that home run. Just an excellent swing all the way around, and it had that sound coming off the bat that gets everyone's attention. Got a pitch to drive, short to the baseball, squared it up, and the backspin carried it out of here.
And next to hit for Houston, Mauricio Dubon. In there, and it's 0-1. Foul ball there. Rojas.
Come on.
Now one gone in the top of the 6th.
All right, let's go.
Now batting, the center fielder, Jake Myers.
Jake Myers up next for the Astros. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
And I would say that most great defensive outfielders, it's kind of natural. There is some work that you can do to it to improve your game, but ultimately you either have it or you don't.
There's a strike.
There's one guy that I can think about, Boog, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial gold glover.
Oh, this one high and deep, way back there.
You're kidding me.
And brings it in at the wall.
Now batting, second baseman, Jose Altuve.
So the lineup flips over. Here's the second baseman, Jose Altuve. Altuve in his 14th season, 34-year-old vet. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. And that one is inside. 2 down, nobody on. And we're in the top half of the 6th. Check swing. Now we'll look down to first. And that's going to be ruled a swing. Line drive. And Benintendi able to make the grab. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. It's 7-2. Major League Baseball is on the show. Here on the south side, and now the right fielder, Mike Tauchman.
Mike Tauchman.
That's in for a strike. Swings here and blasts one left field. McCormick going back, pulls it in on the warning track.
Now batting, center fielder, Luis Robert Jr.
Here's Luis Robert, also known as La Pantera.
Let's go, White Sox!
On the ground to third, boots it. Still able to fire over. Save. It was never going to be easy after the misplay.
Well, looked like a pretty routine play. Just couldn't get it to stick in the glove as he gets tagged with the error. Should have been 2 outs in the inning, but now they have to work around it and get 2 more.
Runner on at first with 1 gone. Andrew Benintendi up to the plate. And a strike.
0-1.
The Stros leading by 5 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Look out for the double play!
Just missed.
Ball 1. Good eye!
In the air, left field, down the line. Hauls it in after a long run. And there's 2 away.
Excellent job, and I tell you what, the times that I played left field, getting a play like that, you love the opportunity to make it.
Now here's the cleanup hitter for the White Sox, Andrew Vaughn, 1 for 2.
Come on, Sox!
That one finds the zone. That's strike 1. Just missed.
Just missed with that backdoor breaking ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at-bat.
And a 1-1.
Boog, that hook's looking pretty sharp today. Just a solid pitching performance so far, and I really think it's because of that curveball.
Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs.
Still able to come through behind in the count right there. Not much to this one other than just a willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep. Could be a chance here for them to start clawing back into this ball game.
Rojas in now, takes ball 1 off the plate. Check swing went around, and that is strike 1. Squirts away a little bit. Tag, save. He's into third on the wild pitch.
Nobody on defense feels great right now. The pitcher feels responsible for missing so far outside, and the catcher wishes he could have done more to try to stop it.
2 on, 2 outs.
Give it to him, Chicago. Ball, that's out. Let's go, White Sox.
And they're all loaded up.
All right, let's go.
Manager out of the dugout now, and he'll make a move to dip into the Astros bullpen. Framber Valdez won't go any further, and he leaves with the bases loaded, so he'll look for some help from his teammate coming in behind him. Here's a new pitcher from the pen, Forrest Whitley.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
So bases all loaded up. Lenny Sosa steps to the plate for the White Sox. First offering, and it just misses. Two outs, bases are full. And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
Let's go.
That misses the zone. 2-1.
Boog, in situations like these, the air can get really thin up there at the plate. Got to find a way to breathe and slow everything down.
All right, Sox.
Line to left, and that's a fair ball. 1 run is in. Now 2 runs score. Throw cut off to second. Not gonna get him. He's in there.
Making some noise here. 2 RBIs on that swing, and they're right back in it. Tried to get inside on him, but he was ready for it. Just kept his hands in and turned on the pitch. Quick bat through the zone.
Digging in, Michael A. Taylor. Entered the game on defense, so this is his first trip to the plate in this one. And that's off the inside edge. And that's ball 1. In the air, right side, Dubon. Drops into the glove, and that's the 3rd out. But they'll pick up a couple runs here, both coming on this 2-run double. It's now a 7-4 ball game. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Jordan Leisure.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Isaac Paredes digs in now. He's already homered in this game.
Go White Sox.
Late on that fastball.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
0-1's the count.
Fought off foul. Set down on strikes. That was pretty nasty.
Wow, short work to send him packing to start the inning, and no messing around either. All 3 pitches were in the strike zone, attack mode all the way, and that's pretty impressive given the pop he was dealing with at the plate.
Hit in the air right field, and that one way back there, and that is way gone. He'll circle the bases. It's 8-4. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. That's as big as it gets right there. You take advantage of a mistake. That is an ultimate. Here it is. Watch it. I'm going to jog around the bases.
So here's the Astros cleanup hitter, Christian Walker. That one finds the corner. 0-1. Misses the zone, and he gets him to chase.
Well, you got the hitter already chasing that nasty slider. If you're on the mound, you just want to expand the zone right now. Get a swing and miss and get through this at bat.
That misses the zone. Now 1-2. One out, bases empty, and a run in here in the top half of inning number 7. Struck him out looking. Strike 3 called and a slider at the knees. At the plate is the Astros catcher, Yainer Diaz. 0 for 3 in this one. And there's the strike.
First pitch changeup, he gets a called strike. You got to really know who that hitter is at the plate in order to throw that pitch again and again.
Next offering is in for a strike.
That front door slider is such a devastating pitch. You don't want to get beat by the inside fastball, so you cheat a little bit, and then by the time it gets there, it's out of the swing plane.
Next offering is down low, and the count is 1-2.
Let's go, Sox. Come on, Sox. You can do it.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again.
Come on, here we go. Let's go.
2 outs.
Ball. 2-2 to count.
In the air out to center.
Come on. Get on your horse.
No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And that is that. Astros notch a run on the solo homer. It's now an 8-4 score. Back after this on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. Set for the last half of the 7th. Stepping in is the switch hitting shortstop, Brooks Baldwin. On the ground to the left.
Let's go.
Now a jump throw. It's there, and that's a great play.
Now batting, catcher, Corey Lee.
Corey Lee steps to the plate for the White Sox. A strikeout and a walk. And that one is lifted in the air. Dubon sizing this one up, and there's 2 down.
Now batting.
2 down, base is empty. Stepping in, the White Sox leadoff man, Mike Tauchman.
All right, Sox. Woo!
That's
Ball, that's
inside,
inside.
and that is ball 1. The Astros have some action in their pen. Caleb Ort up and throwing. King getting cranked up as well. The White Sox down by 4 here at the bottom of the 7th. And that's
Ball, that's
outside. And the count now 2-0. Right through there for a strike. And a swing and a miss.
Wow, good luck catching up to that one.
2 strikes. Let's go, Chicago.
And it remains 2-2.
Well, he missed a hittable off-speed pitch right there. Not sure exactly with the timing. Sometimes you get a backup breaking ball. You're expecting it to make its move at the end. It never does, and you're tied up.
On the run, throw to first, and that's a nice play to end the inning. Down in order go the White Sox. They're unable to make a dent in an 8-4 deficit.
Now pitching for
New
the
pitcher
White
on
Sox,
here, number 64.
number 64, Shane Smith.
And now the shortstop, Jeremy Pena, 1 for 3.
Jeremy Pena.
Hit on the ground to short, and it finds its way through for a hit. And a good start to the inning.
Wastes no time there. He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock. And you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. Makes the catch for the out.
Now batting, right fielder, Mauricio Dubon.
Now it's the right fielder, Mauricio Dubon.
This might be a steal situation, but that's not your average catcher behind the dish. You have to be careful here.
Pickoff move to first. Pena back on a dive. Here goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag. One out and a runner at second, and we're in the top of the eighth. Check on the runner. Pena dives back in safely. Dubon checks his swing. Now an appeal to first. Yes, he did. That's a swing. Man at second. And a swing and a miss. And two away now. And stepping in for the Astros, Jake Myers.
Jake Myers.
Swing and a miss. There's the slider. It's 0-1.
0-1.
Yeah, big swing and a miss.
0-2.
And a swing and a miss. And that's that. One left for Houston, but they still lead it by a count of 8-4. Back at right field. So here's Robert now.
Center fielder, Luis Robert Jr.
Whitley back to work. Right through there for a strike.
Let's go, sir! 1-1.
And there's a breaking ball that drops in there. That misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Off the mark there. And that's ball 3. Stays alive. Headed towards the corner. And that is a foul ball. The delivery to Robert. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. And La Pantera heads back to the dugout after the K.
Oh, that's a curveball that people like to describe as a hammer or Uncle Charlie, and you can see why. It's not a looping slow curve. He throws it hard, and it gets plenty of bite on the end.
Let's go, Chicago.
Benintendi in the box now. No balls and a strike. One down, base is empty. In the air, pretty deep out to center field. Myers settles underneath it, brings it in. And there's two down.
Now batting first baseman.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Andrew Vaughn. A changeup missing, and it's 1-0. Two down, nobody on. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Ball inside.
Looks like he was trying to get to the front door with that curveball. It's definitely a finesse pitch, but it backed up a little bit on him and stayed inside.
That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1.
Come on, Sox. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Foul ball. And that's inside, and a good at bat, ball 4.
Man, that's a tough one to take on the full count, but I guess he saw it really well. It's a really nice plate appearance.
So up next for Chicago, Josh Rojas. A walk and a pair of strikeouts. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. And another ball.
No, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity. Try to get a rollover, something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
That one finds the zone, and a count 2-1. There's a strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
That missed by a lot. Full count, 3-2.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. 2 outs. And that's ripped into left. Base hit. Throw in holds the lead runner at second. 2 on now with 2 away.
Showed a lot of fight with 2 strikes in that AB. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Forrest Whitley departs, and as he heads off, we'll step aside for a minute. Back with a new pitcher after this break. So a new pitcher out of the bullpen for the Astros, Brian Abreu.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
Next to hit, Lenny Sosa.
A chance for more damage right here. A couple of RBIs for him in his last AB.
Pitch misses, ball 1. Two outs, couple of base runners at first and second.
All right, White Sox.
And the 1-0 misses low. Activity in the Houston bullpen. Caleb Ort preparing to come on if needed. Two on, 2 outs. That one catches the zone, and that is strike 2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. And we're back. Now at the plate, Jose Altuve.
Jose Altuve.
Just missed. And that's just foul. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. He made him pay for that one, and they add a run. It's 9-4. That's their 4th home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish.
So next up for Houston, Isaac Paredes. In there at the knees, strike 1. Next offering is fouled back.
The real threats are coming up. Already given up a home run in this inning. He's going to really have to bear down.
Cut on and miss, struck him out. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer.
Just indecisive in that at bat. He couldn't commit to the slider. Tried to sit in between. Just not able to put the bat on the ball.
Swing and a high fly ball hit the air left center field. This one's got a chance. Get out of town. Another homer. His 2nd home run of the game, and they add to their lead. It's 10-4. That's their 5th homer of the game.
Man, they're all getting into the action. It's starting to feel like a home run derby up here. That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. And, you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow-through to drive it out of here.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Number 64 will depart, and as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick break. New arm on the mound when we get back.
Now pitching for
The White Sox going with a new arm, Cam Boozer. He's into the game with the bases empty.
Boozer.
Christian Walker up next for the Astros. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Boozer goes 6 feet 3 inches, 225 pounds, and they went out and made a trade for him last season. This one smoked on its way out of here. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. And they add a run. It's 11-4.
And that shot makes their grip on the lead even tighter. Back-to-back jacks, and this club is fired up right now, Boog. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you really start to notice hitters in a lineup feeding off each other, and the collective confidence just continues to grow.
Now here is Yainer Diaz. That one finds the zone. That's strike one.
0-1's the count. Let's go, Doc.
One down, base is empty. That one
1-1.
way inside.
Go, White Sox. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Already 3 runs across in the frame here at the top of the ninth. Right side, hard hit.
Come on.
Over to first, and they get the out.
Now batting, shortstop, Jeremy Pena.
2 outs, base is empty. Jeremy Pena will hit next.
Come on, White Sox.
There's a strike.
Really good cutter that he's able to front door and back door. That pitch is devastating.
That one not close. 1-1. There's a swing and a miss.
It might be time to choke up a little bit, get that front foot down early, maybe even just spread out. He's really late right now.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Robert makes a nice running catch. They explode with 3 solo homers in the inning. Bottom part of the order, 7-8-9 due up in inning number 9. It's the Astros 11 and the White Sox 4. This game's a bit of a blowout, Singy. Let's talk about something random.
Let's do it.
Do you collect baseball cards?
You know, when I was a kid, I used to put them in my back tire of my bicycle so it would sound like a motorcycle. Probably ruined some good cards back then, but don't really have much of a collection. The other day I came across a binder that my wife had in one of the drawers, and my son's got some baseball cards. So you know, we'll be looking to see if there's any kind of retirement income in there.
Misses inside, and it's 1-2. So my dad told me that he had a bunch of Mickey Mantle rookie cards and a whole bunch of valuable cards, and his mom tossed them because, well, you know, what did she know? So I made my mom keep all my baseball cards, and I really don't have any that are valuable. And that story stunk by me. Anyway, so up next, Brooks Baldwin. Missed with a changeup. 1-0. And there's a strike. Good heater at 98.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
And a foul ball. Got him swinging for the strikeout. White Sox down to their final out.
Definitely made him chase a little bit out of the zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook pitching. Get ahead in the count, get the guy in the box on his heels, and then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
Lee in the box with 2 gone and takes a look at a called strike. Not even close there. And it's a ball and a strike. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
1 ball,
The White
2
Sox
strikes.
with a lot of ground to make up. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Line drive. He pulls it down. Ball game. And the Astros slug their way to a win in this one.
Offensive explosion today for these players. They gave up a few runs, but they had more than enough firepower to turn this one into a blowout.
Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. Major League Baseball on tap. It's the Houston Astros going up against the Chicago White Sox. First pitch coming at you right after the break.
And now, please welcome your Chicago White Sox.
Just about to get underway, and towing the slab in this one, Martin Perez.
Well, Boog, expect to see the ball in play with this guy on the mound. He's not exactly a big strikeout guy, so that means the defense will need to stay sharp. He's looking for soft contact, so communication is going to be key in this one.
Ready to go? Here's the veteran second baseman, Jose Altuve. Up the middle, and that chance handled. Safe. It's an infield single to start the ball game.
Tough play and a nice backhand stop. Had to be perfect with the exchange and throw to get the out, but it looked like he had to dig in there a little deeper, like he was trying to get a split finger grip or something. Close play, but that little extra time on the transfer made all the difference.
And next to hit for Houston, Isaac Paredes. Just missed. Perez, a former All-Star. He features a sinker, a changeup, a cutter, a curve, and he works in a four-seamer.
Come on, Perez. 2 balls.
In the dirt. To second, and he's out.
Kind of a tough read for the base runner right there. You're usually trying to be aggressive on balls in the dirt, try to get into scoring position. But if it doesn't get away very far, or you can't tell how far it is, most catchers are going to get to it and throw you out at the base. And right there, excellent job by the catcher. He helps out his pitcher big time.
Good hitters count the 2-0. Fouled off down the right side. 1 out, base is empty.
Let's go, White Sox.
That's outside.
That's a ball.
Now 3-1. And he chases that one below the zone.
This guy's got such a good sinker. As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
And he grounds one to the right side. Dives, and he can't hang on. The throw won't get there in time, and he's on at first.
The designated hitter, Jordan Alvarez.
So a man aboard, and next is the designated hitter, Jordan Alvarez. And takes low for ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike. Swing.
There's a strike. Man at first, 1 away.
Let's turn 2. Come on, punch him out.
And misses
Nope,
inside.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Strike him out.
Ground ball left side. Fires to second for 1, and that's 2. So it's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left. Bottom half of inning number 1 coming up. No score after a half inning. Back here with my pal Singy. And on the hill, Framber Valdez. What do you look for here?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
And now here is Mike Tauchman. First pitch doesn't find the zone. There's a swing and a drive. That's back there. And it's gone. He flexes his power with that swing. It's 1-0.
He just sent a jolt of electricity into this stadium with that swing. Anytime you have a pitch down the middle of the plate, the percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at the plate.
Luis Robert Jr. stands in now, looks at that one inside. Two balls, no strikes to count.
With the big bats coming up and a home run already surrendered, he's really going to have to execute against these next couple of batters.
And another ball.
No strike.
That pitch gets the inside corner. 3-1. And the slider catches the zone.
Wow, just a beautiful backdoor slider right there. If you've got any chance of hitting that pitch, you have to wait until the absolutely last millisecond. Just a tough pitch to hit and not an easy one to throw either.
Altuve slings to first. One away. That ground ball may have him back on track after the homer. Time to check out the lineup for the White Sox. Benintendi to the plate.
Let's go, Andrew.
Not close with that one, and that's ball one. And that's outside. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Paredes brings it in. 2 down.
Batting fourth, first baseman, Andrew.
2 down, base is empty. And here's the first baseman, Andrew Vaughn.
I love you, Andy.
That one way outside. Ball one.
Clearly didn't come out of his hand the right way. Left that curveball way up.
Out to short, Pena. Tosses to first, and that is the inning. But the White Sox get one on a homer. It's now 1.